Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My today's video is going to be on Pandas group by function. This is one of the most important function in Pandas library because if you just know how to utilize this one function well, you will achieve a lot in terms of data analysis. Most people I know actually do not utilize this function well. Today I'm going to show you, I will try to show as much as I can so you can utilize this function really well. Okay, let's dive in.
First, I import both pandas and numpy, and then I use this read CSV function to make the data frame out of this CSV file, studentsperformance.csv. If you have been following my videos, you know that I use this dataset, studentsperformance.csv, a lot in my previous videos, and I put the link in the description box below. If you do not have this dataset yet, please feel free to download the dataset and follow along. Okay, here is the dataset, and this is how it looks like. It has this gender, then race and ethnicity, but this race and ethnicity, it just contains group A, B, C, D, E. Then parental level of education, lunch, test preparation, course, math score, reading score, and writing score. Okay, so we will start with just very basic understanding how this group by function works. So I am using this variable named race to put this df.group by. I am grouping by race ethnicity. I'm passing this race ethnicity in this group by function. And just I'm printing this race and it just looks like this. That doesn't mean much, right? It's just an object. If I look at the type of race, it says this pandas.core.groupby.generate data frame group by. Okay, so the data frame group by, what that means, you can see here. When I catch this race dot get group, okay, well, I know that there are several groups, group A, B, C, D, E. I am using the group B, and you see, I get the group B only here. So it's a data frame. It brings a data frame that contains the group B only. Okay, and next, here I'm showing, I will go gradually from very simple to some complicated ones. So let's just start with the simple ones. So here the race, I'm catching this race dot size. Size means actually the count. So it gives the size of the groups. That means group A has 89 data, group B has 190 rows of data, and so on. I can actually catch this and put it here instead of writing race, so it's a little more understandable. You can see df group by race ethnicity dot size, so it gives you the size like this. Okay, yeah. Here I am using df group by gender dot mean. Okay, the gender, you can see the gender, we have only male and female, and dot mean is average, and you can see except this course, rest of the variables, all other features are categorical features. So when I'm using mean, it automatically just exclude the other variables that are categorical, and it takes only the continuous variables and takes a mean. But because the categorical variable cannot have mean, so it just takes the math score, reading score, and writing score. So you can see how easily we got a nice data frame, nice, that shows the uh, average of all the scores for male and female. Here math score average, math score for female is 63, average math score for male is 68, and reading score average math score for female 72, average math score for reading male is 65, and so on. So here I will show only one variable here. I passed only one variable to group by function. You can actually put more than one. So here I'm showing, I'm putting gender and race ethnicity both and using the same mean aggregate function here. So you can see we have female group A math score, average math score 58, and you can see here male, group A male, average math score 63, group B female average math score 61, group B male average math score is 65, and you can see the rest of them as well. Here I'm passing 3 of them in the group by function. You can see it gives you even more micro groups, but personally, when I use group by function, I take either one or two. I pass only one or two variables in the group by function because I feel like when it's three or for more than two, it becomes a little bit too complicated, too micro for me. It doesn't become as understandable for me as much. But if you feel it's useful, you can use it. So I'm showing it here, and so you can put 3 variables to group by function as well. So here, so I'm before I had this size aggregate function on race ethnicity only. Here I am putting on gender and race ethnicity both. You can see you can have the female group A, we have 36 students, and male group A, we have 53 students, and you can see the rest of them as well. Okay. In the previous examples, I was showing only the one aggregate function, right? And here I put 2 aggregate functions, so maximum and minimum. So DFW group by race ethnicity, and I put 2 aggregate functions. And if you look at it, the 2 aggregate functions it used in all of the variables, all the columns, because I didn't mention any variables on what I wanted to use the aggregate function on, so it used all of them. For these continuous variables, it's easy to understand what is maximum and what is minimum. And for these categorical variables, what it did, it just took the size, population size. For if you can see that in each group, we have more male members than female, so maximum came out male and minimum female. Parental level of education, the maximum parent has some high school, and the minimum parent has the associate's degree. The minimum number of parents have associate's degree, and the same with all of it. So then in this example here, I actually specified math score, reading score, and writing score. So here, DF group by, I did exactly the same thing, race, ethnicity, and aggregate function, maximum and minimum. I just specified the data, the columns I want to use this aggregate function on. So I used math, reading, and writing score. So I am using maximum and minimum on only math, reading, and writing scores. Okay, because that's what it makes actually more sense to put maximum and minimum on some continuous variables instead of the categorical variables. I will show you how I can what you can use on categorical variables as well later on. Okay, but here I put only one, race and ethnicity in group by function. Here I am using 2 of them, race, ethnicity, and gender. And then we just get a little bit finer segregation, but exactly in the same data, but we are just getting a little bit finer segregation. For each group, we are getting female and male, so we are getting maximum and minimum for each gender as well. Okay, group A, female, the maximum is 92 and minimum is 34. Group A, male, maximum is 100 and minimum is 28, and you can see the rest of them as well. Okay, so here for all three continuous variables, I use the same aggregate function. But if I wanted, I could use the separate aggregate functions on different variables as well, different columns as well. Here it is. You can see that aggregate, when I put a dictionary in aggregate function, where math score I'm using maximum and mean, that means average, and on reading score I'm using median and mean, that means minimum. So you can see math score I got the maximum and average, and for reading score I got the median and mean for each group. And now if you want, you can get the column names a little more organized way. That's what I'm showing in my next example. So I put this command in a variable math read. So df group by race ethnicity and aggregate. I put max and mean, that means average on math score, and for reading score I used maximum and minimum. Okay, and I max read, I am catching this data frame, and dot columns I'm putting the column names. We have 4 columns here, so all of them are, first is maximum math score and average math score, mean math score, right? The third column is maximum reading score, and fourth column is minimum reading score. So I put all these 4 column names as a list, and here I get the more specific and organized the column names. But if you like this one, please feel free to keep this one. I just wanted to change it, so I changed it. Okay, here I wanted to show you some categorical variable. So here I put some, here I'm grouping by race, ethnicity, and gender, as I have before in a few examples. And here on aggregate function, I am putting lunch. This is a categorical variable, and I'm putting the aggregate function mode. Okay, in parental level of education, also I'm putting mode and math score mean. So you can see the mode for lunch and parental level of education on each group. Group A, female. For each group, lunch is standard, and parental level of education changes. Group A female, some high school, then group B female is high school. And if you see group C female, the parental level of education mode is associate's degree. So it changes. So I just wanted to show some of the categorical variable as well. Okay, the next one, here I'm using the Lambda. It's very useful if you haven't used Lambda before. I have a separate video in details. I put the link in the description box below. Please feel free to check out. It's very useful in Python programming. So for now I'm just showing you what this line of code does. So I'm doing the DF group by. I'm grouping by the parental level of education this time, not race or gender anymore. And I'm applying lambda x. That means it catches each one of it, and then it says the college in X. That means if it has, because this parental level of education is a string, and it checks if this string contains the word college in it, and then it gives you the size, that means the count of it. Look what I get. So here I got false 774, that means 774 parents do not have the word college in it, and true for 226. Okay, that means 226 parents have college in it. if I use high, if I use the word high, then the result changes like this. Like we have false 625 and we have true 375. That means 325 parents have some high school or high school. Okay. The next, I'll show you why I put this distribution here. Here I'm using QCut, df.group by pd.qcut. I have a separate video on cut and QCut functions, but here I have the link in the description box below. But here I'm just showing you what it does in this example only. So I'm using this pd.qcut on math score, and I used q equals to 3. That means it's going to cut this math score in 3 equal portions. And but based on the distribution, 3 equal portions based on the distribution. That is very important, the distribution. That's why I put this distribution here. And I am putting labels as low, average, and high. And I put size, that means the count of in each cut. So I have, look at it, I said 3 equal portions, but it's actually not equal. And you can see why not, because the distribution is skewed. You see that? That's why, so it tries to put 3 equal portions based on the distribution. If distribution is skewed, it cannot be equal anymore. So I have in low portions 339 students, in average level I have 341, and in high portion I have 320 students. And here I used the group by on cut, and the cut is a little bit more specific. If I can show you here, period cut, I math score, I put these three different not three different, four numbers. What those number means: 0 to 40, that's one group; 40 to 70, then another group; and 70 to 100, that's another group, and dot size. Okay, so you can see 49 students got from 0 to 40, and 559 students got a score of 40 to 70 in math, and 70 to 100 we have 391 students. Okay. So I'm sure it's pretty useful in many cases, right? You can see the level. Here, I'm putting a new column. I'm creating a new column, distance from the mean. And df.group by here, I'm going back to race, ethnicity, and gender again. Math score. I'm doing, and transform. I am transforming the math score. How? In these groups, in each groups, I am taking the difference in the current score and the mean. I'll explain a little bit more here. Distance from the mean, 10.59. That means this student got 10.59 more than average math score of group B female. Here minus 16. So this student got 16.73 less than all the group A male, the average math score of group A male, because that's what we group by for, right? Okay, I hope it's clear. The next one, here I'm doing a filter. So what I'm filtering out, look, here I put a condition, len x is greater than 100. I'm grouping by race, ethnicity, and I put len x over greater than 100. That means this will filter out any group that doesn't, that doesn't fulfill this condition. Len x is greater than 100. I'll show you that there is one group that doesn't fulfill this condition. That is, look here, group A. the size of group A is less than 100. The rest of them are more than 100, right? So in this example here, it filters out group A. So there is no group A anymore. See, it's gone. So B, C, D, and E are there, but group A is gone. In the next example, again, I am putting a new column. I'm not being very creative and uh, use the name new for the new column. Here, what I'm doing, I'm taking this race and ethnicity column and mapping what I'm mapping in it, this thing. Let's see what this thing is now. DF group by race ethnicity, reading score, mean. Okay, mean reading score of each group. Okay, so here 67. This is the mean reading score of group B. Group C 69, mean reading score of Group C, again 67.35, like this, mean reading score of Group B. So if you find it useful, you can use it as well. I just wanted to show you. The next, I wanted to show you how we can plot it very easily. Look, df.group by lunch dot size. So we have two categories of lunch, free or reduced or standard. And size means the count, you already know. And just using a dot plot function on it and using the kind of plot you want. I used bar here because for a categorical column, bar is pretty common. You can just get a plot like that. Okay, and here as well, I am showing df.group by race ethnicity math score dot mean. I'm getting mean math score and I'm making a pie plot here. Okay. Look, these plots don't look as nice. You can make it nicer using some other criteria that you want to use. I'm not showing any style criteria here because this is not a visualization video. I have separate videos where I made bar plots and pie plot, and I have the tutorial on how to make them nice as well. So please check those videos if you haven't yet. I have the link in the description box below. So I just wanted to show how you can make uh, a nice, not so nice, but make a plot using just one line of code like that. Okay, so that's all for group by. I hope you will use it in your everyday work. And if you thought this video was useful, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you soon.